Have you ever heard of a child that's born with so many health defects, with tubes going all in his body everywhere, in a huge bubble in the ICU room, May 31st, 1988? Who would ever thought that he would make it to see 26 years old? I'm here today, and my name is Emmanuel Harris, and my brand mantra is gifted to succeed. When you see me, you see a guy who's driven and passionate about everything that he put his mind to do. It all started out when I was a young kid, growing up in a talented family full of singers and preachers in a Christian background. I recall growing up in a single parent home, and my mother, she worked hard to do everything she could for me. It was me and two other brothers, but we all had different fathers. So on weekends and summer vacations, I would go to my father's house with him, and he was a part of a singing group at this time. And every time I would get in the car with him, I would say, Dad, put on your tape, put on your tape. It was something about one of the songs in particular on the tape that I liked. And I was only like 4 and 5 years old. Like, I was already connected to music at this time. And I was, Dad, put it on, I want to hear it. It showed me at an early age that somehow, and it's not all music, but when I heard a song that connected to me emotionally, I had to hear it, and I could listen to it all day over and over again. And I never understood that. So if I will, I would fast forward up to about age 13. An artist by the name of Mario, he come out with a song, and I've never been the type to buy albums. Never. Still to this day, I'm 26 years old. I've never bought an album but one. And that was when I was 13, and it was Mario's album. It was something about his music, something about the authentic passion I heard in his voice that connected me to him as an artist. So I knew something is wrong. I got these select type of songs I like to hear only. I never was a fan to hear just anybody's music. There was always something about music that connected to me emotionally. And then I kind of got into the artistry because I have the ability to sing, write, and produce as well. But I knew I had another passion. And that passion was to be able to pinpoint hit music. That passion was to be able to hear music and be able to tell you as a listener or as a consumer, hey, I can bet you track number 5 and track number 8 are going to be the singles on the radio. And I kid you not, months after the album release or prior to the album releasing, when they released the singles, those songs I would pinpoint would be the ones that the artists and the labels are pushing on the radio stations as the singles. So I always knew that I had a passion to be an A&R. So that was a strong passion of mine. And it was ignited just by me growing up in music. It was ignited by music being my getaway. I grew up in a single parent home, like I mentioned before, in a home where there was challenges, in a home where there wasn't anyone there give me the words to say that could listen to my heart, listen to, that could take a broken young man and strengthen him up, that can encourage me, that can inspire me, or that can push me when I got lazy. As a young child, I could only go so far. I could only be driven so much at a young age. It was kind of hard just being with that mother that really didn't really have a care, for how well I did in school. So music was always my getaway. I believe I'm gifted to succeed. That's my mantra. Why do I say that? Well, I understand that in order to succeed, you have to make mistakes. In order to be victorious, you got to understand what it feels like to have some losses. And a lot of the mistakes that I made was when I decided to take my uniqueness and sit it to the side and follow the crowd. I didn't understand I was set apart. I didn't understand I had gifting on the inside of me at that time. I didn't understand I was ready then at a young age to step into the greatness that I am now stepping into. If you're going to be gifted for something, you got to apply the gift. You can't just be gifted and not do anything with it. There's a saying that the graveyard is the most wealthiest place on earth because it's filled with unlocked potential. It's filled with dreams that never lived. It's filled with goals that were never reached. And I made up my mind that I don't want to be that person in the grave full of potential. I want to get it all out. So I say I'm gifted to succeed. And what is success? Success is when you reach a goal that you set. Don't give success such a huge definition. Success is simply you achieving something that you put your mind to. It's simply you going the extra mile to make sure that you reach your full potential.